there, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Blythe, the founder of Canon 70, 60, 70, 80, 90D for the love of sharing photos. Oh, God. Anyway, this is going to hit the blooper reel. You know that, eh? So let's just talk about why we're here tonight. And that is we're starting it, as you saw in the recent announcement, and the idea hit me. And I'm thankful that I have a lot of great admins that put up with me, because seriously, I have a lot of ideas, and I usually run it by the admins first and see how they react to it. And this admin, the man that's going to be joining me here, I'll introduce him in a second, said yes, he'd like to do this with me. So I'm quite grateful for that. This is a little section we're going to call Meet the Members. I don't know how it's going to work out and what it's going to happen, but I think we have the technology, we have all the cameras, we have Zoom, and we're all doing the tele-working now, working from home and working from abroad and so on and so forth. So this isn't a way for us to chat and talk to you and get more personal and get to know you more. And I think it's something that is we're ready to do this on the site, where we've been around for about 3 or 4 years now. We're at over 800 members. We have some very solid regular members, and we're going to talk to a few of them and so on and so forth. But I think it's worthwhile to have a chat, 15, 20 minutes and so on and so forth. I'd like to bring the gentleman that said he would do this with me. And as I said in my monthly report, he's the yin to my yang. And I chose Keith Slack because I've had an opportunity to build up a great relationship with Keith. He's become a great friend. I've spoken to him many times. He's very well spoken. He's very knowledgeable. He lets me be who I need to be sometimes, and I do have a big personality. My personality is so large that it enters a room 5 minutes before I do. I think I got the Dolly Parton of personalities, but anyway, you guys figure that one out. So having Keith here with me kind of will even it out a little bit. We'll get it back to the normal, because he will interject with his great knowledge, his great questions. And Keith, I'm going to turn it over to you right now. And if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, and thanks for doing this with me.
Hi, folks. So I joined the Canon 60, 70, 80, 90D for the love of sharing, learning, and laughs website.
Go off.
I've got it up on the screen in front of me. Not at the very beginning, but pretty soon thereafter. And it became a home for me. In the beginning, I was doing a lot of looking around online. Who did I want to follow on a YouTube channel or get knowledge from? And I joined a lot of sites. There was a lot of arrogance in a lot of sites, a lot of pompous people, a lot of rudeness. And when I got to this site, it wasn't anything like that. It was very friendly, very accepting, and that drew me in, and it quickly became my favorite site to go back to, and became my escape out of the day to go and share photographs and end the workday on a happy note. So Robert asked me to become an admin after a little while, and I've never looked back. I've just thoroughly enjoyed this group.
What do you get most out of sharing your photos here, Keith? What are some of the things that you see that that the site has given to you, or that you've made friends in this site, or that you've pulled from this? Obviously, you're one of the better photographers in this group, and your knowledge is overwhelming. But what have you taken away from this? I'm wondering.
What I've taken away from it the most is really watching, I think, everybody, including myself, develop as a photographer. I've seen so many people that started, and they've gone from what I would consider more of along the line of a beginner snapshot to where you can start to really see people are starting to learn because they've seen other photos and how they've been posted. They're starting to use composition better. They're using lighting better. They're certainly improving on their focusing techniques. And I just thoroughly enjoy watching the development of people as they're on this site become better and better photographers. I know I have. The other day, I was looking at some of my old photos from 2015, and I was like, my God, was I heavy-handed on the editing end of it. I mean, it was just crushing things. And at the time, I thought I was doing a pretty good job until You get more experience seeing what people do and how they work their photos, and I think we're all benefiting from that at this point.
I think you're right. That's one of the biggest things for me now is I'm learning as others are learning. I get a lot of challenge. Our members ask us great questions. And I mean, sometimes I've spent a lot of time on Google trying to figure out the answer because I know part of it, but I don't know the whole thing. And I really like to explain it as best I can. And I'm pretty proud of some of the people and some of the progress they've made. And I can name 100 people that I've watched just grow in this site and become much better photographers. And I agree with you 100% on that one. Who would you like to have on this forum, do you think, Keith? Who would you like to have with us here and as a kickoff and as a meet the members and get to learn who they are, get to discuss their photos, ask questions of? Who would you bring up?
Well, right off the top, obviously, I think it would be very interesting for everybody to meet all the admins and get to see them in person. So I definitely want to include all of them right in the early on stages. But I don't know if I want to specifically call out on any one individual. There are a number of people, for one reason or another, that I've seen improve and grow and contribute to the group that I'd really like to learn more about them. What are they interested in? What type of photography do they like the most? How did they get into photography? I think everybody got into photography in a different way, including myself. I think how I got into photography is probably way different than how Robert got into it, et cetera, et cetera. So I think the journey of how people got to where we are all in this group now, I think that would be interesting to learn from a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you got a good point there. I obviously the admins, we'd go through that. I wrote down a list of people that I definitely would love to have on, and obviously Lynn Rothman, because I mean that girl has been like a second wife to me for the last 4 years. She's done so much for me personally. She's done so much for the site and so much for the people.
Absolutely.
And just she's a gearhead. I mean, she has so many cameras and so many lenses and does so many different things, and Emilio Espinoza, I think his name is, and name just escaped me there. I love the way he puts a lot of effort into a theme of what he's doing. He's trying to learn something, and just to have that up and bring that in. Melissa.
Right off the top of Emilio, when he posts a photo, he's going right out. He wants to learn. What do you think about this? What can you tell me on how to improve this? He's eager to learn and asks willingly.
Yes, exactly. And then the other side of that is we have a couple of extremely technical people and extremely amazing photographers. One of our own admins is one of them, Jeffrey Labonte, who I'd love to have on this format and learn how he got into it. And obviously he's teaching his children. But then you got the Ronnie Yo and the Alan Laus. I mean, what they do and how they do it, we could learn so much from them. I think it'd be worthwhile. So, and obviously, everyone's favorite, the queen of the contest, Joanne Lowen. I mean, there's not a contest that she's not winning. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm lucky enough to be on her personal Facebook page with her. And I see that she practices the monthly theme. And I don't know if you're on her Facebook page with her, Keith, but yeah. So you get to see, the theme of Canon 70D when she starts to put it up on her page.
Yeah,
and I get to go like, yeah, hey, you're looking at the picture going, are you serious? I'm not going to win this month. So yeah, I mean, she's that's another person I'd love to have on. So and you know what? We got 800 members. We're going to have 100 people that are going to want to talk to us. Maybe. I want to talk to you, not me. I see us doing this with a list of standard questions. What lens you like? How do you get into it? Just like you said earlier. But I also want to have them discuss photos. I think that you mentioned that in our briefing earlier, and I think you've got a good idea. If we can bring up some photos and have people talk about how they captured that, why they captured it, what editing they did, I think that would be fantastic as well.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I see this going 15, 18, 20 minutes max, ladies and gentlemen. That's as far as we want to go. And then you know what? If we do one a week, if we do 2 a week, if we do one a month, it is what it is. we're all busy. We're all working. It's all volunteer. It's all fun. And we're making new friends. So tell us leave us a comment. Tell us if you want to be part of this. We'll set up a time. We'll set up a meeting. Keith and I are on the East Coast of, Keith is in New Jersey. I'm in Montreal, Quebec, Canada, both in the Eastern time zone, but we'll figure out a way to make it work. Keith and I are the same age. And, he has some grown children. I've got a grown stepson that we have to worry about every now and then. But hey, you know what? We'll figure it out. We'll make it work. And we're so looking forward to talking to you all. And we're so looking to getting to meet the members of this site, the people that really make it great, people that have been here for a long time, people that have just joined. I just thought about the guy from South Africa, Wayne Chetty, I think his name is. There's somebody I'm interested in meeting or talking to. Darren from Vancouver as well. There's another guy I want to have on this and have a chat with. So, and of course, we're going to have Stan and Gibby, our favorite Muppet brothers. We need Stan to interpret Gibby because we've both heard Gibby and we don't understand what he's saying. We don't. Okay. So
I'll have to make sure I wear my flat cap or Stan won't recognize me.
Okay. Well, that's it. And that's what we want. So when you see this video, leave a comment, say, hey, I'm in. I want to be a part of this. And if you don't say it, I'm going to come and find you. And I'm going to force you to be on because we want to talk to you. We want to learn more about you. We want to share your experience and grow with that. And that's what this site's here for. So thank you very much, Lydia. Keith, anything else you want to say?
No, I'm looking forward to this. I think I hope everybody participates and wants to join in. I think that this is just going to bond the group even more and get us more comfortable with the fact that we really created a family with this site. So looking forward to it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
See, that's why I got him here, because he's the smart one. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Keith. We're looking for our first interview. We'll get that set up and we'll put it out there and see what happens. Great stuff. Thank you so much.